All right, let's dive in. Today, we are tackling one of the most famous and maybe one of the most misunderstood supplements on the entire planet, creatine.
I mean, for decades, this has been the story, right? You hear the word creatine and your mind immediately jumps to the gym, to bigger biceps, to lifting heavy. And look, that's definitely part of its story.
But what if I told you that building muscle is just the opening act? The science is now showing us that creatine is a fundamental master key to the energy systems that power not just our muscles, but our brains, our recovery, even our mental health. This isn't just a story about muscle. This is a story about energy.
To really, truly get what creatine is all about, we've got to go back, way back. Its journey from some random lab discovery to an athletic powerhouse is honestly fascinating.
So, it all kicks off in 1832. A French chemist finds this stuff in meat broth. He literally names it after krios, which is the Greek word for meat. Makes sense. For a long time, it was just this scientific curiosity. But then, 1992 happened. The game completely changed when word got out that British Olympic gold medalists were using it as their secret weapon. All of a sudden, everyone wanted to know what this stuff was.
So how does it actually work? Let's forget all the complex biochemistry for a second. The easiest way to think about creatine is as a super fast recharger for your body's tiny cellular batteries. See, every single thing your body does, from lifting a dumbbell to thinking a thought, is powered by this one molecule called ATP. It is pure energy currency. But here's the catch. Your muscles only store enough of it for like 2 seconds of all-out maximum effort. That's it, just 2 seconds.
And this is where creatine becomes the hero of the story. When you use up your ATP, it turns into a kind of depleted battery called ADP. But phosphocreatine, which is what your body makes from the creatine you supplement with, swoops right in, donates its phosphate, and bam! It instantly recharges that ADP back into a full-power ATP molecule. It's this beautiful, almost instantaneous recycling system for explosive energy.
But wait, there's more. It has a pretty cool secondary benefit. During really intense exercise, your muscles start producing acid, and that's what causes that burn feeling and makes you tired. Well, creatine acts like a buffer, basically soaking up some of that acid. So you're not just recharging your energy faster, you're also shielding your muscles from fatigue. It lets you push harder for longer.
Okay, now this is where the story gets really cool. We've been talking about muscles, but what about the most energy-hungry organ in your entire body? Yep, your brain.
Get this. Your brain is only about 2% of your body weight, but it chews through a staggering 20% of your body's total energy. It is constantly firing, constantly working, and constantly using that exact same ATP energy currency we were just talking about.
And what the research is showing is that creatine is most effective when your brain is under stress. A brand new study from 2024 found it literally boosts your brain's performance when you're sleep deprived. It can help in low oxygen situations, like at high altitudes, and for vegetarians who don't really get creatine from their diet, the improvements to memory and reaction time are just huge. So here's the bottom line on that. For someone on a plant-based diet, creatine stops being just an extra you can take. You could argue it's actually a key nutrient for getting your cognitive function back to its absolute peak. And because it plays this fundamental role in energy, it's opening up this whole new medical frontier. We're seeing creatine's applications go way beyond the gym. It's now emerging as a really powerful tool in clinical medicine. And just look at this range. It's helping older adults fight off age-related muscle loss. It's being studied to help speed up how well antidepressants work. And in some truly groundbreaking 2024 studies, it's been shown to significantly reduce that crushing fatigue people experience with conditions like long COVID. They're even looking at its role in protecting a developing baby's brain. It's just incredible.
Okay, so with all these amazing benefits, you know there's also going to be a lot of noise out there. Myths, marketing hype, just plain confusion. So let's clear all of that up and give you the final science-backed verdict. This is the big one, isn't it? The myth that just will not go away. Does creatine mess with your kidneys?
The answer for healthy people is a definitive no. Here's the deal. Your body breaks down creatine into a waste product called creatinine. Now, doctors use high levels of creatinine as a marker for kidney problems, but if you're taking creatine, of course your levels are going to be higher. It's not because your kidneys are failing, it's just because you're putting more creatine in. Decades of research have confirmed this is safe.
All right, on to the second most common fear, especially if you spend any time online.
Does creatine make your hair fall out?
So this entire scare comes from one single small study all the way back in 2009, a study that has never been successfully repeated. Since then, tons of reviews have looked for this link, and guess what? They haven't found it. The scientific consensus is clear. The evidence just is not there to support this claim.
Now, what about all those fancy, super expensive types of creatine you see advertised? You know, the supplement industry just loves to create new and improved versions of everything. But you know what? The data is just crystal clear. This table really says it all. The original, the simplest, and by far the cheapest form, creatine monohydrate, is still the absolute gold standard. It has almost perfect bioavailability, and it's the form used in practically every study that proves all these benefits we've been talking about. Forms like ethyl ester are actually worse, and the others, they offer no proven benefit for that extra cost.
So, let's keep it simple. Here's your takeaway. Stick with good old creatine monohydrate. A simple dose of 3 to 5 grams a day is all you need to keep your levels topped up. When you take it isn't nearly as important as just taking it consistently every day. And please, please, always mix it in liquid. Do not dry scoop it.
Which brings us all the way back to our original question. After looking at the science, from Olympic champions to brain health to fighting chronic fatigue, the picture gets a whole lot bigger, doesn't it? Creatine seems to have evolved from just a simple muscle supplement into what might actually be one of the most fundamental and versatile nutrients for human performance and for our health. Definitely something to think about.